The time to enjoy yourself is in the now, in the moment of whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. It starts as soon as you open up your eyes in the morning or whenever it is that you start the day. As soon as you open up your eyes to greet the day, you enter into consciousness. It is at that moment that your creativity is at its most powerful. Right there and then, you have an opportunity to steer your thoughts and your emotions in the direction that you want them to go, not in the direction that they're telling you to go. In other words, you can literally choose to seize the day, or you can let the day seize you. As soon as you open up your eyes to start the day, is to immediately start focusing on something or someone that you are totally grateful for in your life. I don't care what it is or who it is, but I want you to feel it with your heart and soul. Your only goal as soon as you open up your eyes should be to make yourself feel good and to give yourself enough confidence to get through the day. Don't worry about what needs to be done. Think about who you have to be in order to get it done. And you do this by focusing on all the things that you're grateful for. Focus on what's working in your life rather than fixating on what isn't working. Maybe you're grateful for the person that's lying next to you. Maybe you're thinking of your children. Maybe it's a dog lying on the side of your bed. Maybe you're listening to the birds outside your window. It's the wonderful house you live in. Maybe it's the wonderful organization that you belong to. It doesn't matter what it is. You just feel it with your heart and soul. You build from there and you keep going. Why do I want you to do this? Because gratitude is the most powerful connection you have to your higher self. You always, always want to start your day connected to this higher self. And when you do, life becomes easier. You don't take things personally. When you're confronted with a challenge, you just look at it for what it's worth. It's a challenge. Everybody's confronted with challenges. And you know that there's something within you that can meet it and overcome it and move forward as a result of it. Tell yourself you're going to enjoy the day. Say it to yourself, you know what, I'm going to enjoy the day. This is going to be a good day. Visualize how you want your life to go. Visualize yourself having fun with your fellow workers, the people you're working for, who are working for you. Doesn't matter. Just visualize yourself achieving the goal. And always, always find the laughter within you and around you every day of your life. And that should start in the morning before you leave the house. There's humor all around you. We get so caught up in our thought process on what needs to be done, we let all the funny stuff in our lives just pass us by. Another thing that can put you in a great mood every day, do something nice for somebody. Do something nice for somebody. There's nothing that can bounce you back to enjoy the day than that. All these things that I am telling you is giving you a different thought process, a different focus to look at life from a different perspective. Our lives move in the direction of our most dominant thoughts and what we focus on day in and day out. Not only do our lives move in the direction of what we focus on and what we think about, but those very things that we're thinking about and focusing on are moving closer to us. In other words, people, the more you focus on your lack, the more of that you're going to get back. Because people, when you start laughing at a negative, intense, stressful, overwhelming situation like that, your brain is no longer focusing on that negative situation. Your brain could only focus on one thing at a time. Right now, your brain is laughing at something ridiculous that you just did. And even if your brain did go back to that negative situation, which it will do eventually, but guess what? It won't be as overwhelming as it was before, because you've calmed your nervous system down to the point where you can control the situation instead of having that situation control you. How to acquire the attitude that you need to succeed on all levels of life while enjoying the process. There within lies the key phrase, my friends, while enjoying the process, because it seems to be something that most of us leave by the wayside. Especially when we're setting out to achieve our goals, when we want to accomplish something, we get so caught up that enjoying ourselves becomes secondary. You know, I would wager any amount of money that most of the people in this room, when you were writing out your plans and your goals for the future, nowhere on that list did you include enjoying yourself during the process. Instead, what we have a tendency to do is that we create these dangerous mindsets. You have any idea what you're doing when you say these things to yourself? You're literally putting your happiness on hold. You are actually convincing yourself that your happiness is dependent upon something that has to take place at some point in the future. That's insane. And you want to know why it's insane? Because happiness will always be a couple of steps ahead of you. My friends, the time to enjoy yourself is in the now, in the moment of whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. Whether you're cleaning the garage, raising a family, or going to work, it is your right to enjoy yourself. In fact, every morning, as soon as you wake up, create a healthy belief system and say to yourself every morning, I'm going to enjoy this day. That's not to say that you're not going to be confronted with challenges and problems. Of course you will. But what I am saying is that you will be able to bounce back a lot faster from those challenges and those problems because you're arming yourself with the bounce back factor. You're starting your day off with a very healthy mindset. This is how you take control of your lives. You determine whether you're going to enjoy the day, not outside circumstances. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking at all of you right now, and I don't care who you are, and I don't care how much money you make, and I don't care how many things you own. The bottom line is this: if you are not happy, you are not successful. To understand and to utilize the power of choice to work for you, not against you. You know, you cannot stop life from throwing stuff at you. You can't, it's impossible. You cannot stop the unexpected from interfering with your goals and your dreams, but you can always choose how to respond once these things are thrown. You can always choose the state of mind you want to be in once these things are thrown. You need to understand that your entire life is based on the choices that you make. And for every single choice you make, whether it's made consciously or unconsciously, there is a consequence. In fact, I'm looking at you all right now. Where you are at this point in your life is based on choices that you made at some point in the past. Those choices are the key factors that determine the quality of life that you have right now, personally and professionally. Now, if you don't like the way your life is going on any level, it's time for you to sit down, to reflect, and make different choices. And as you're doing this, and I can't stress this enough, especially with what you folks do for a living, understand this: your sense of humor is your sense of perspective. It's a choice we all have on how to deal with so much of the stuff that life throws at us every day. Whenever you are in the middle of a negative emotion of any kind, at some point you literally have to stop yourself and say, whoa, where is this going to take me? If you don't like the answer, know that you have the power to change the outcome, to unleash the power of your humor being on a daily basis. You know, we go through the course of our lives, and we let circumstances, situations, and events and people to suck the energy right out of us because we don't know we have a choice. We don't know that we have tools that can turn this around. The humor being, my friends, is of your higher self. It is the part of you that brings out the best in you when times get really tough. I can't stress to you enough the importance of taking time out to laugh throughout the course of the day. It's a key to happiness, especially when you're confronted with challenging times. And I understand this, my friends. You know, I understand that sometimes our problems, your problems, are so overwhelming that you just can't find the laughter. But understand this: that's when you need it the most. You want to know what happy people know? Happy people know they're going to have sad days. Happy people know they're going to have bad times. Happy people are not exempt from the trials and tribulations of life, but they all have this incredible way of shifting perspective. That is to say that they allow themselves to temporarily step away from those situations that are causing them pain or bringing them down. And they immediately start focusing their attention on what's working in their lives instead of concentrating and staying fixated on what isn't working. They bless the things that life has given them instead of cursing the things that life hasn't given them or cursing the things that life has taken from them. And they all have this uncanny way of finding the laughter in between the pain. They don't ignore the pain, they don't run from the pain, they simply find the laughter in between the pain. We all have the power to do this, so that when you eventually do go back to those situations that are bringing you down and causing you pain, which you inevitably do have to do, you notice that it won't be as overwhelming as it was before. Why? Because you're connected to your higher self. You're putting yourself in a position where you are in control of the situation. You've calmed your nervous system down to the point where you can take some kind of control. You know that you have the power to experience any challenge in your life from a healthier perspective. Did you notice my choice of words? I didn't say some challenges. I said any challenge. And how you experience the challenges in your life, my friends, are by the thoughts that you keep programming in your brain day in and day out. To understand and to utilize the power of your thoughts to work for you, not against you. Understand this. The thoughts that you have about any challenge in your life will ultimately determine the outcome. It will determine the quality of success and happiness you're going to have in regards to that specific challenge. Contrary to what most people may think in this room, it is not the situation, it's not the circumstance, it's not the event that takes place in our lives that determines our quality of life. It's the thoughts that we have about it. And you want to know why? Because your thoughts about that challenge will either minimize or maximize the effect that that challenge has on you. And it's not your thoughts in and of themselves that gives them great power. It's what your thoughts create is what gives them such great power. Your thoughts formulate the beliefs that you have about that challenge. Your beliefs just don't come from anywhere. They come from constant programming from your thoughts. So if you're constantly walking around with negative thinking, you can bet your life, you can be certain that those thoughts are going to create a destructive belief system. If there is anything that is going to keep you from being productive and successful in your life, it is 100% because of negative self-talk. If you want to know why your energy level is down here as soon as you're starting out the day when it should be up here, it's because of negative self-talk. If you want to know why you're having difficulty enjoying yourself during the process of whatever it is you're trying to achieve, it's because of negative self-talk. You literally have to stop and think about what you're thinking throughout the course of a day, because those thoughts are formulating your belief system. A healthy attitude gives you resilience, the ability to bounce back, to deal with the ratio of no's that outweigh the s's, with the constant change that's always taking place in our lives.